Welcome to Kickstarter Conniption. I'm Kevin Delp, and I'm happy to be part of the Tantrum House family. Today we're looking at Oresome. It's a game for 2 to 4 players by One Free Elephant Games, and it's coming to Kickstarter in February. Now, Oresome is a game of mining, looting, ramming, and sabotage in an Old West mine. Here are some of the prototype components. You have carts, dice, cards, lots of tiles, wooden beams, money, gold, silver, copper ore, and Scraps the dog. You also have Ma Cortland and Baron Pierce. You need to be close enough to these 2 pawns to fulfill your contracts. But let's start at the beginning. At the beginning of the game, the players draft tiles to set up the mine tracks. Each player starts with their own colored cart in a corner of the mine. They also get a hand of action cards and contract cards. All the players roll their die, and in turn order move their cart the number of spaces that they rolled. This is the move phase. Sometimes you bump into someone's cart, and that cart gets shunted to the next space, and could even hit the next cart to move it into the next space. Also, there are cards you can play on your turn. Like Cave In. You can place rubble in an empty track tile anywhere. Or Jackpot. On the next Dig for Ore phase, you can take double the ore. Then there are cards you can play on other people's turns, like Oil Slick. You could increase someone's roll by 3. And if someone tries to yoink your ore, well, you can just react by playing a fool's gold, and that fails and it's discarded. After all the players move, if they can, because some people could get blocked in, then the dig phase happens. This is when you dig for copper, silver, and gold ore. You do this by reaching into a bag and placing the ore into your cart. You can dig for 2 ore normally, but if your cart lands on one of your colored tiles, then you get to dig for 4 ore. Now, the whole point of the game is to get money, and the way you do that is you need ore. The main way is to fulfill contracts. Another way is to sell your ore to the bank at a predetermined amount. Each turn you decide to sell to the bank or to fulfill 1 contract. For a normal game, there are 6 rounds, but you could do a longer game and do 8 rounds. For a prototype, this is very good already. The art's good, the graphic design works well, the current carts look cool, and I'm sure the molded plastic will be even cooler. I really like getting the ore to fulfill the contracts. Reaching your hand into the bag to see what you're going to get is fun every time. This is a great pick up and deliver game. Now, the name of the company is One Free Elephant Games. We actually use the elephant that came in the game to determine the current player throughout the game. Now, you do roll a 6-sided die, but there are only 1s, 2s, and 3s on the faces. There are no 4, 5s, and 6s, so you won't be flying around the tracks. My wife actually rolled a 1 3 times in a row. So unless you have a card that can help you, you could be toast. I actually rolled a 3 most of the time, and would have liked to maybe do a move up to the number rolled instead of moving the number I rolled. But the good news is you always get ore by digging, even if you don't end up exactly where you want. Some of our friends weren't a fan of the dexterity part of the game. If an ore drops off during movement, or if an ore drops while you're trying to put more ore into your cart, that technically then the ore stays on that tile, but I think they were enjoying the part of ramming the other carts that were laden down with ore. There actually is a lot of strategy. Will you go after the big contracts or the smaller contracts? Will you try and just sell a lot of ore to the bank? Maybe you'll try and sabotage the other players or block lots of tracks. And the game is different every time because the board is set up by the players with all the different tracks. If you like games with a little mayhem, player interaction, and great artwork, you're gonna love Oresome. Check it out on Kickstarter.